another live lab office hours. I am your host, Brandon from the Live Solutions team. And today we got another good one for you all coming up in this session. Last week, we talked about going live vertically, mobile live. This and previous, we talked about webcam and all the ways to go live. And we're just getting back into the series of another way to go live on YouTube. All right, so today, let me get this up for y'all. Today, we're talking about using an encoder. We will be talking about what an encoder is, why an encoder matters. I feel like I'm coming in hot. Boom, check it out. All right, cool. I think that's a lot better. We'll talk about what an encoder is, how to use an encoder, how to set up an encoder, some best practices, and then we'll go into the live Q&A towards the end of the show. Like every week, if you have a question, please click the blue Ask a Question button. Throw in your question here under the page, so that way I can go in and answer those at the end of the stream. I also see you all. I see everybody in the live chat. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. Some of you have said the video is private, but you guys should be able to see this the stream now. If you can, in the chat, give me just let me know that you guys are seeing this in the chat, so I know that it is good to go. All right, let me see. Maybe that was why. That was weird. Can you see me now? All right, letting some folks come in. Everyone should be able to see the stream now. Try refreshing. All right, cool. So you guys see me now. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know why the settings was set to private. You guys should have been able to see it, but cool. I will start from the beginning for everyone that's kind of tuning in. And thank you all for letting me know you guys can see me in the chat. Like I said before, I am your host, Brandon from the Live Solutions team. And today we are going to be talking about how to go live using an encoder. Throughout these last few weeks, we've talked about all the ways to go live, where we covered how to go live from a webcam, how to go live from mobile or doing a vertical stream. And then today we'll talk about how to use an encoder and what all that entails. Because moving forward after this session, we'll start getting into different ways to use an encoder and how to go live on YouTube. So I wanted to go in and just really set the groundwork for what's to come in the future for you all with your streams. All right. If you have questions, please click the blue button, Ask a Question button right there under the player. So that way I can view your guys' questions and get to you all after the sessions and after the live demo. Okay. Cool. Everyone's refreshed. Everyone's back in here. That's what I like to see. All right. Today, we're going to be covering what an encoder is, why you want to use an encoder, choosing the right encoder for your stream. We'll go over some setup and configuration, some best practices, and some live Q&A. I'm also going to run through how to set up a stream using OBS for all those who may be new to streaming or new to using an encoder. For those who are experts in this field, know how to use an encoder, this will be just a refresher for you. Or if you want to share some tips with everyone else in the chat, I encourage you to do that as well. Okay. So what is an encoder, right? You hear that a lot when you are watching different YouTube videos or different creators talking about going live. And you may be asking what an encoder is. All right. So there's a few things that can be, I don't know, be used as an encoder. For instance, our phones is an encoder. It's our source. It's the internet, and we don't need any third-party accessories to go live using an encoder. It could be a software. It can be hardware. It can be a browser based, like for this stream, we're using StreamYard to broadcast this and do all the switching. So it can be a browser based encoder. It can be cloud encoding, hardware encoding. And this is used if you want to do a lot of customization, right? You want to customize your stream. You want to use video assets. You want to use your logos. You want to share videos. Maybe you want to bring in guests or use a picture in picture to do your presentations, right? Using an encoder would be, um, you would need to use an encoder to do all these different things. All right. Why you would want to use an encoder over webcam or maybe over mobile? If you are a mobile streamer or a vertical streamer, why should I think about using an encoder? And I like to tell folks, like, if you are doing a large event, or maybe you're a part of a brand deal where they're wanting you to do a little bit more configuration, as far as like using overlays or using graphics or QR codes or anything like that, you want to be able to do all that using an encoder. It just gives you a little bit more robust setup. It gives you control over your bit rate. It gives you control over the resolution. A lot of times when we're streaming from our mobile phones, we are limited to what is seen on, or what our internet connection is via our phones. So you may want to stream in 1080p, but a lot of the times you are only able to stream in 720p or sometimes 480. Right, so it gives you the ability to go live with a higher bit rate, high resolution. If you have multiple folks, multiple audio setups, right, you're able to, or let's say you're running a live podcast, you'll have the ability to mix and master a lot of different audio tracks when using an encoder. If you're maybe you want to do pre-recorded content, right, and you don't want to go live, you can do a pre-recorded content. Then using an encoder you will be able um, to broadcast that video however you please. And some examples that I put in here, you have Coachella right on the top part, of the top picture, I should say. You also have an NBA broadcaster. I think that's Pat McAfee in there. And you have Oprah, who did a Weight Watchers stream where she brought in multiple people, multiple Zoom calls into one stream, and they were able to show all those folks on the big screen behind Oprah. Right. So with all that said, when you want to use an encoder over webcam or over the mobile, is when you want to have control over your resolution. You want to have control over your creativity, audio. You maybe have pre-recorded content that you want to bring in, or overlays. All right, just a little bit more customization, I would say. You feeling funky, you feeling creative, the encoder would be the way to go. I wanted to give you this QR code. This is, if you scan that QR code, we can make it bigger. This gives you, this will take you right to our Help Center page with all of our encoder settings, also all of our different encoding vendors that we support. So I broke it down into two categories here. And this will be step one when we're thinking about creating a live stream and using an encoder, right? Step one, you want to choose the right encoder for you. So you have the first option, you have software, cloud-based encoding. Like I mentioned, I'm using StreamYard for this stream, but maybe you are using Wirecast, or maybe you are using OBS, which we will go through later today, or you're using ATEM if you're doing a higher production, larger scale live stream, or you're using XSplit, or maybe you're using Restream when you are doing simul streaming, or maybe you are wanting to send it to multiple destinations. Maybe you're using Restream. Or if you are in a production truck, or you are in a studio, maybe you're in your kitchen or your gym, and you don't want to move things around as far as having a laptop and worrying about browser crashing or updating your computer, whatever, you may want to look into using Epiphan or an NVIDIA software, or hardware. Or maybe you are using Teradek. Maybe you are a venue where you're having multiple different cameras and you're bringing in different feeds from all over the venue. You may be using Teradek and their hardware encoders that can be put on your cameras as transmission and then bringing that into where you're using the larger systems. Or you may be using Black Magic. Where's my Black? Let me grab my Black Magic real quick. Where are you? Here we go. Boom. Maybe you are using Black Magic as a switcher, the A10 Mini Pro, or this is just the A10. I have the Pro over there as well. But maybe you have the ISO or using a Black Magic product. You can also stream from this as well. There's a lot of different solutions out there using this product where folks are building boxes and doing like a mobile setup using this this piece of device. So look into Black Magic. They're good product to use. And a lot of folks are using those as well. So giving you the QR code real quick, if you want to scan that again, that would take you right to our Help Center page where you can find all the information for our encoders. All right. Cool. All right. Step 2, right? We want to be able to connect our devices or our hardware to a computer or to our gear, right? So for instance, for this setup that I'm using here, I have my Lumix S5 Mark II as my camera. I'm using the DJI Mic Minis as my microphone plugged into my camera, and that's all going into a video capture card, a Magewell video capture card, so I can bring in my audio and video into my laptop using StreamYard and using those as a source, right? So you want to think about how are you going to use an encoder and what gear are you going to be using? What type of microphone are you going to use? Are you going to be using headphones? Are you using a webcam built into your computer? Or are you using a DSLR or mirrorless camera for your setup, right? Are you going to be mixing and running this into a mixer? Having multiple cameras, multiple microphones. Again, if you're a podcaster or doing any type of live interviewing and you have multiple people coming in, how are you going to be picking up their microphones? How are you going to bring in their camera feeds? And you can use audio mixers. Rode makes a really good Rodecaster Pro where you can bring in different feeds, signals, your input as far as audio into your stream. They also make a video caster now as well, which is a video switcher and encoder and an audio mixer as well. So you can bring all that into one. So you want to think about how are you going to set up your stream? What gear you're using, and is everything compatible with your camera, with your computer, with your encoder? All right. Step 2, we're going to connect our hardware, and we want to make sure that if we're using a software encoder, we're using some type of video capture card to bring in our audio and our video. Or if we're using a more professional hardware setup, we want to make sure that we're bringing in all of our microphones, all of our cameras into an audio and video mixer, and then bringing that all into YouTube and streaming it out that way. Okay. I also wanted to put on here, when you are setting up and this is maybe as a best practice, but I just wanted to share this anyway. Make sure all your cameras, your computer, your browser, your hardware on your external hardware encoder, everything is up to date. Sometimes when you go into plug in your devices or you go live and you're running into any errors or like, hey, this is not working like it should be. Maybe that's because your firmware and your product is not updated or out of date. So make sure you just update your firmware. Make sure you update all your product so that way you're not running into any issues when you are ready to go live. Okay. All right. Step 3, and we'll go through this through the live demo, but step 3 is creating the live event on your channel, making sure you're using the right RTMP URL and you're using the right stream key to tell your encoder where to send the data to. Okay. And in the live demo, we'll go through how to create a live stream. So don't worry if this page is looking like a bunch of information that you don't know what I'm talking about. I'll be going through how to go live here in a second. Okay. So step 3, we're going to create the live event on our channels. We're going to set up our encoder, and then we're going to push go live and do all that. Okay. The next thing that you want to think about, this is also going into step 3 when we're configuring our encoder. We want to make sure we're using the right encoder settings, the right bit rate, the right resolution. So it's very important to know what you're capable of, what your gear and what your internet is capable of streaming on or streaming to. So that way you can just, you can plan better, right? You can plan better. So when you are going live and when you're setting up your encoder, wanted to tell you, if you didn't know this already, we automatically detect your resolution as it's coming in, right? So that way we can make sure that it's optimal for all viewers across every device that's out there. So don't worry about having to like, I really want to stream in 1080p, but I don't have enough internet bandwidth, or I really want to stream in 4K, but like I don't know if my computer can handle it. Just do a speed test, see where your bit rate is, what your upload, your download speeds are, and that will determine how you're going to go live, right? How you're going to set up your bit rate, what resolution you're going to use. So we automatically detect all that for you, so you don't have to worry about that. If you are streaming in 1080p and send that out, if we start to detect that your internet's not fast enough or we're not getting enough data, we'll automatically set that up as a 720p. So that way folks that are watching can still view their stream with no issues. Okay. You also want to make sure you create a stream key, right? And what a stream key is basically, excuse me, it's basically like a pass key or a password into your live stream, right? Your stream key, you don't want to share that out with everyone out there. You want to be able to go in and create that or use a default one and only share that with your team or folks that are maybe going into your channel, kind of helping you produce the live streams, or just keep it yourself, right? Anyone that gets a hold of your stream key can stream to your specific event. And I'll show you how to create custom stream keys as we go as well. Some encoder settings that I wanted to let you guys know that are available to you here at YouTube are the different protocols that we support: RTMP, RTMPS, HLS, and a lot of folks that are into traditional broadcasting are using SR2. We also support that for a few of our partners as well. The video codecs that we support: H.264, H.265, HEVC, and AV1 for your the higher quality, the best picture, you want to go with AV1, H.265. If you don't have a newer computer, or maybe your encoder can't support AV1 or H.265, H.264 is more than enough. It still looks good. Heck, this stream right here is in H.264, so you can still use that as a video codecs. Don't think you need to go up to HEVC or AV1. You can stream up to 60 frames per second, and our highest resolution you can go up to 4K when it comes to resolution. All right. In this page, I wanted to give you some optimal settings, some best settings that I think would be great for you to know if you're streaming in H.264, H.265, AV1. I wanted to give you guys a snapshot of what settings are available to you. I also gave you this QR code that you can scan that would take you right into our encoder settings help center page. And it goes into more in depth and more in details of this, so you don't have to worry about taking a screenshot of this now or trying to memorize all this different stuff. You will be able to see all of this on the help center page if you scan that QR code. And this is some of the things I just covered in our last slide, but again, if you're doing 60 frames in 2K or 1080p at 30 frames, this is the bit rates that are required for you to stream without any issues, right? And running a speed test, speedtest.net is a great resource that you can go and check what your internet speed is like, or what it's going to be. So that way you can go into this page and figure out, oh, you know what, I have 50 up and 50 down. I do want to stream in 2K, or I want to stream in 1080p with no issues. You can do that. Okay. All right, so live demo time. I wanted to go into this real quick. Boom. So in this demo, I'm using OBS as my encoder. It is a free software. Anyone that is looking to follow along, if you have OBS, great. If you don't, you can go to OBS project. What is it? OBS. Sorry, I should have put this. Yeah, obsproject.com. You can download OBS for your Windows computer, your Mac, or if you're using Linux, you can use that as well. And I will put this in the live chat here. So if you guys want to go to this, you can. Cool. Adisha, thank you for adding in the speed test. Thank you so much. And you beat me to it. But yeah, obsproject.com is a great one. And that's what this is and what we will be doing today. All right. So first things first, we want to go to YouTube. If it loads. And then we're going to go over here. If you're on youtube.com or you're in your studio, it doesn't really matter. It's still going to be the same. Top right, you're going to see create. You're going to create. You're going to hit go live. It's going to take you right into your studio. These are some tests that I have here on one of my personal channels. So you can go through, one of these if you wanted to. If you are not wanting to schedule a live stream, you just want to maybe plug in the information right into your gaming console or maybe into your encoder if you're using OBS. You can go right into stream, which is the first tab here. You can go right into stream, and then it takes you right into the live control room for stream, and you have all your streaming settings and information that we're going to need to go into OBS. So because I'm not going to be using stream, we're not going to use this tab. You also have the webcam that we covered a few weeks ago of how to go live using webcam. Anytime you want to schedule a live stream or schedule any live stream on your channel, whether that's mobile, webcam, or you're using an encoder, you want to go down to the manage tab and you want to hit schedule stream. If you've gone live on your channel before, you will see, maybe I can go full, well, it's not going to go fully full screen, but if you were going live on your channel before, you will see a schedule with previous settings. So you can go live using the same settings if you wanted to. For this sake, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to create a new stream. Today, I'm just going to do test 9/16. Hey, today, yeah, 9/16. That's what I'm talking about. For all my people in Sacramento, it's 9/16 day. Like I said, if you have mobile enabled on your channel, you are able to schedule a mobile live stream, a webcam. But because we're using OBS, we're going to click into streaming software. This will be under education. I don't have a custom thumbnail, but if you have a custom thumbnail, you would be able to upload it right here. You can add it to a playlist. If you want the live chat, or your content is not made for kids, you want to make sure that you click not made for kids. If your content is not made for kids and you don't see the live chat appearing, most likely it's because you have yes, it's made for kids. And anytime that a content is made for kids, you won't be able to leave comments or see the live chat. So you want to make sure that's clicked to no, not made for kids. All right. I'm not using any AI. I am a real person, so I'm not going to be doing any altered content. I don't have any paid promotions or anything like that. If you wanted to use tags for your stream, you can put that in here as well. So when people are searching for whatever your stream is going to be, whatever the topic is that you're streaming about, folks can go in and search that on YouTube and your live stream would appear there. All right. Down here on the bottom, I have my comments on. So when my live stream archives as a video, I want folks to be able to leave comments on the bottom. You have a moderation settings here. You have basic, strict, none, hold all. And this basically holds, if I wanted to have, let's say hold all, right? This will hold all moderation across the board, all comments. So I have to approve each comment if I wanted to. If I had it strict, right, a little bit more restrictions there. And then basic is just your basic. Anyone can leave comments. If you have block words enabled on your channel, then none of those block words will be able to be used in your live chat or your live comments, or or your comments So you want to go into your channel settings and make sure that you have block words enabled if you're worried about the chat. All right. And then you can turn on how many viewers see your live or like your live stream if you want folks to see how many people are liking it. So we're gonna hit next. And then in this settings, you have your live chat settings. Uh, I want live chat on, so I'm gonna keep that on. You also have live chat replay, and this basically allows, let's say you click on this live stream tomorrow, you'll be able to see the live stream chat as if it was going in real time. I have live chat summary, so you can see a summary if the chat is long, the summary of the whole chat. You also have the leaderboard. So this is pretty cool. A new feature, the XP feature. It basically allows your viewers to see how many or who is your top chat or your top viewer, right? Who's leaving the most chat messages in the live chat, and folks can kind of be competitive and see how many who how many points they're getting, who the leader is, right? Within the live chat. So I want to keep that on. We have our participant mode. Right now I have it set to anyone, but if you wanted to control your live chat, right, try to keep out as many trolls as you possibly can, or maybe you want to grow your channel a little bit, right? You want to gain the viewers and the followers. You can hit subscribers only live chat, so that way folks need to be subscribed to your channel to leave a chat message. I'll keep it at 1 minute. I do want the emoji, so I'm gonna keep live reactions on, and then I'm not gonna set a delay because the stream's already delayed by 15 seconds or so. So I don't want to add any more delay there. The message delay it works a little bit different than your streaming delay. And this basically allows, if I had slow mode on, right, each person will only have a minute to go in between each chat, right? And I think that's really drastic. But let's say your chat's just going crazy, and maybe one person is spamming a lot, right? You can put this like every 15 seconds, someone can leave a chat, or you can just let it roll and keep it off there. All right. The next thing we're gonna do. Oh, I don't want that. Let's go next. All right. How about we do 0? All right. How about we do 1? All right. So visibility. Also, this channel doesn't have monetization. I don't have rights management. So you don't see your live control room or your live studio may look different from mine. Until I can get monetization set on my channel, this is kind of just the basic what everyone will go through. I see your question, Shakir Thomas. Give me 1 second. Let me finish this and I'll answer that question. But if you have monetization enabled on your channel, if you have rights management enabled on your channel, right, you can go in and set those before you go live. For this demo, I don't have that on my channel, so that's why mine may look different from yours. Okay. Shakir asked if they're already live, can they go back and change some settings? I'll cover that once we go. You can change some things. You can't change your stream key. You can't change your latency settings, but you can change your title, your description. If you wanted to change your thumbnail, you can. If you wanted to turn off chat, you can. And there's some other features within the live control that we can toggle, and I'll show you that once I start the stream. Anytime you're going live and you're testing, I recommend you go unlisted, so that way it's not searchable or found on the channel. If you have it private, you do have to go in and add each individual person that you would want to view the live stream. So if you're working with a small team, then I would keep it private. But I recommend always using unlisted. It's not searchable or found on the channel, and you can share that URL with your team. It can just be out there. You don't have to worry about adding each individual person. Or if you want to run a test and you go public, then you can do that as well. But if you're not testing and you are ready to go live with your stream, you want to make it public. For the sake of the demo, I'm going to go unlisted. I'm going to schedule it for the 18th. Even though I scheduled it for the 18th, I can still go live with that whenever, right? And you can change the date whenever as well. I just scheduled that so you can see what it looks like on the player. If I go here, right? Because I scheduled the live stream in advance, let me get me out of the way. There we go. You see that the live stream is live in 47 hours at 11:25 a.m. And you get the notify me button on there as well. And that's crucial because we want folks to come in and opt into notifications when you go live. They work a little bit different than your video or your VOD notifications. So you want folks to come in and hit that notify me button when you schedule a live stream in advance. Okay. All right. So now going into this page, let me refresh. Uh, I think it's because it's not showing me the live chat because I'm mirroring it with here. But this will be your live chat window here. So you'd be able to see the live chat as it goes on. You have your preview window. You have your description of your title or excuse me, your live stream information. You have your stream settings where you can find your stream key, the stream URL. You have your latency settings. You have your auto start, auto stop, enable DVR. If you're wanting to do captions, we do offer auto captions. But if you want to do embed captions or post captions, you can do that as well. So we'll keep auto captions on for now. I wanted to show you all how to create a custom stream key if you didn't want to use your default stream key. So all you're going to do is you're going to go in, you're going to click the drop down menu. We're going to go create new stream key. And I'm just going to put StreamYard, or actually I'm using OBS. So I'm going to use OBS key. In here, you have HLS, RTMP. And then I don't want, you have the ability to turn on a manual setting. So you're like controlling how much bit rate, what the resolution will be. But again, because we auto detect your resolution, I would just turn that off. Stream in 4K, stream in 1080p, whatever it is that you're wanting to do. And we will auto detect that on our end and push that out to the viewers. Okay. You can add a description if you want. I always just put the title of my key here. So when I go to create, it uploads and I can find that stream key here. And I did a few different ones. So just so I know if I'm streaming in 60 frames, 24, 30 frames, if I'm using my default. But for this, we're using the OBS key. So we're going to be going there. All right. Now here, we're going to need to copy the stream key. We're also going to need to copy the RTMP URL to add that into OBS. So for this one, we're going to copy our stream URL. And you see this backup RTMP server URL. If you're using an encoder, two encoders, right, a primary and a backup, you can stream the same content to both encoders, and it acts as a safe net. So for example, let's say you are, I don't know, you are doing a music show. Let's say you're an artist and you're doing a live performance, and a lot of folks are tuning in. You spent a lot of money in promotion and marketing to do this live stream, and nothing can go wrong with this live stream. So what you would do, or your production company or your encoding vendor would use a primary, maybe an on-site encoder, and maybe a cloud backup encoder. So that way, if something were to happen on site, let's say the primary happens, something happens to the primary, the backup will automatically kick in, and us as the viewer won't know that there's something happening on the back end, right? So it's good practice to have two encoders. Maybe if you're using two different networks on site, or you're using OBS from your home or your studio, and then you're using a cloud-based encoder, AWS, Restream, right, to broadcast, to have a backup. So if something fails, it can automatically switch over. Hope that makes sense. But backup acts as a safe net for your primary, just in case something happens. Okay. So we copy the stream URL here, and now we're going to go over to OBS. Okay. And then we're going to click on settings, and we're going to go to stream. And I've already added it there, but you know, you have different server providers or destinations that you want to stream this to. You could do YouTube, but I always just like doing custom just so I can control it. All right, we paste in that. Now we need to grab the stream key. So we'll go back over to YouTube. We're going to copy our stream key. Now, real quick, if you hit reset, it will reset this. And every time you go into OBS, let's say I copied this here, I added it to OBS here, and I hit OK. And let's say someone from my team, or maybe I went in and I hit reset, it's going to reset this stream key. And so my old one won't work anymore. So if you're using the same stream key over and over, especially with the custom stream key, make sure you're not hitting the reset on that, or you have to go in and copy this stream key and add it to wherever it is that you're going to be adding it to. Okay. All right. So copied everything. We also have our latency settings. Let me move me out of here so you can see that that tab. So we have our stream latency, and this basically is the reaction in real time from what folks are seeing on the screen to what is actually happening, right? So with normal latency, you're looking at a, I don't know, 15-second delay within the stream. Low latency, you're looking at maybe anywhere between 10 to 12, 5 to 12 sometimes. And then you have ultra low latency, which is in real time. So if I were to go in with ultra low and I sneezed, you all will be able to say bless you in the chat, and I'll be able to say thank you. And this is a real-time interaction. One thing is 4K and 2K are not available with using ultra low latency. And it does require you to have a really strong internet connection and a beefy or a strong computer. Because if you start to buffer, let's say your computer starts to overwork and it's buffering, or your internet is lagging, us as the viewers will see that buffering and notice it as well. So I always use normal latency unless I'm wanting some, maybe I'm gamifying my live stream or something like that. I may use low latency, but for majority of folks, normal latency is more than fine. All right. You have auto start, auto stop. I always keep these off because I want full control over when I go live. Okay. If you have auto start on, as soon as I start OBS, my live stream automatically start. If I have auto stop on, anytime my encoder stops sending signal, my live stream will automatically end. And because I want to have full control over this, I need to troubleshoot in real time. I always keep auto start and auto stop off. If you want those things to start, you can toggle those on and you'll be good to go. But again, I like to control my stream, so I like to keep those off. All right. I have DVR enabled. This basically allows you to scrub back in time. So let's say the stream started at 11 o'clock and maybe you jumped on at 11:15. You are able to scrub back to 11 o'clock and then catch up in real time. So I always like to keep that on. If you're wanting folks to be exclusive or they need to be in the moment, right? Maybe it is a cooking show, or maybe it is a really cool podcast, or maybe it is something that you want to be exclusive, then yeah, you would keep DVR off. But if you don't need to worry about that, I would keep that on. Okay. Again, if you're needing captions or worrying about captions, right? We do offer auto captions. Right now, it's only in English, so just keep that in mind. Okay. So now that this is ready to go, oh, also you see the spinning wheel here. This is your preview window. You'll see as soon as I start OBS, you'll see this preview window coming in. All right, so we are ready to go with YouTube. Let's jump over to OBS where I will start this. All right, so my output, I want to make sure I'm at VBR, and I'll do 6 megabits. Okay. Cool. My keyframe interval is 2 seconds, so we're good there. Very fast. And then I'll do baseline as my profile. Okay. Some of you it may look like this where it just says simple. If you want some more advanced settings, you can go in and click advanced. And this allows you to control or set up your streaming information or settings. Also, if you wanted to record, which I recommend, anytime you go live, to record locally to your computer. So if something were to happen to your stream or the internet connection, you can still keep on with your stream. You can still keep on with your video and upload it to another date, or you can live stream that pre-record content on another date as well. So I always recommend that you record locally and you can record to like an SSD, or if you have any type of external hard drive connected to your computer, you can stream to YouTube, but save the video on your hard drive. All right. Audio settings I'm just gonna keep those at my default, but if you wanted to better sample rate or a lower sample rate, you can do that. If you're wanting to stream in 5.1 audio, which we do support here on YouTube, you can go in surround sound, keep a mono. I'm gonna keep it in stereo for this one. All right, my video, I do want it at 1080, so 1920 by 1080 are my base canvas and my output. If I want to do a vertical stream, I would just flip this to 1080 at 1920. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to keep it horizontal, and we're going to keep it going. Okay. All right. So over here, you have your scenes and your sources. Your scenes are basically your layouts of how you want to produce your stream. Right. I was doing some vertical testing with this. So you can kind of see what I was doing here on some of my other scenes. I did create just a me for this demo. I brought in my camera, which you would just go plus, you do video capture. You can do Lumix. I'll just say Lumix, hit OK. And then I can choose if I wanted to use my studio monitor, I could. My FaceTime camera, I can. But because I'm using the Magewell capture card, I'm going to use that. Okay. I'm going to bring that in there. And I can scale this however I want. I have two cameras on, so I'll just turn that one off. So I can scale this any way that I want. If I want to do picture-in-picture how I have here, I can add in, let's say I just want to add an image. I'll just do image 3. Let me choose. Actually, I think I have one already. Go. Let me delete that. Go here. Let's add another one. Let's see, which one is this one? I'm not sure what this one is. Boom. All right. So let's say I wanted to add in my astronaut who's holding this down in the live lab sessions, and keep that. If I wanted to add a video, I can add a video. If I wanted to add a browser, let's say I don't recommend adding YouTube because you don't want to get flagged for CID. But if you had videos or a browser, and maybe you're doing a how-to and you're pulling up stuff from Google, you can bring that. But I'm not going to do that for this because I don't want to get flagged for anything. Okay. So now I set up everything. I need to add audio to my mixer. So let me go here. Let me add audio input capture. I'm going to do Lumix again. Lumix audio. And then because I have my microphone going into my camera and then that going through HDMI to my computer, I'm just going to choose the same capture card there. And so now you can see that I can control my audio. You can bring in music. You can bring in different microphones if you wanted, different gameplay. If you are streaming your gameplay, you can bring in your console audio. All right. You do have a studio mode where you have your preview window here and your output or your live window here. If you didn't want to have that and you wanted to kind of toggle on different scenes as you go, you can. Or if you wanted to go studio mode, I can transition this again. This is what's going to be viewed on live on YouTube, and then I can go in and adjust my different settings for this. So we'll keep it like this for now. I'll just keep this picture here. And now I'm going to start streaming. This is going to start. We are live. Cool. And then if I go over to YouTube, you see excellent connection. And now we're going to be live soon. I'm bringing in this as my preview window. So everything that's coming in through OBS is now seen here on the preview window. I do recommend that you test your audio and your microphone and everything like that. So that way you can see and hear, make sure it sounds good, it looks good. All right. And because there's also a delay, we'll just wait a couple seconds more. Boom, you see me coming in. It sounds good to me. Now that I'm ready to go live, I would just hit go live. You still see that I scheduled it for 2 days from now, but you can go in and change that before you go live. And now if I go over to this watch page, you can see that I'm live here. Okay. Real quick, you have your analytics tab where it shows you, how many people are watching, what your chat rate is, how many views you have, right? How long people are watching the stream. So it helps you kind of know if your stream is going well or if it's not going well. You also have your stream health, and I mean go well, like as far as like engagement, right? Are folks chatting? Are people watching for long periods of time? If not, you can go in and kind of strategize what works, what's working best, what's not. And then you have your stream health tab, which basically gives you a timestamp and a message of what's going on. So if you're running into any issues or any buffering issues or anything like that, you will be able to see that and what's causing that issue here. Some of you may also have a shopping tab right here as well. If you have shopping enabled on your channel, or maybe you have monetization or supers set here as well, you'll be able to see that information and add in different shopping elements and all that as well to your stream. All right. So the workflow to go live with OBS is one, you'll start OBS, right? Then you'll start YouTube. To end it, right? Let's say I'm ready to go. I'm over here on OBS. Let's say this is my outro video or graphic, right? I can take that there and mute my mic. So then when I go to YouTube and I said, goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. It will go over to that graphic. Once I see that graphic here in the preview window, I will go ahead and end my stream, right? So we'll give it a second. Boom. That would be my outro. And then I would hit end stream. Once I do that, it tells me how many people are watching, my peak concurrence. I'll dismiss this. Now I'll go over to OBS and I'll stop OBS. It will save to my stream will save to my channel because I stopped it in YouTube. And then it also will archive the recording on my external hard drive as well, if I had that set up there. All right. So that was the live demo. I hope you guys, hope that worked. Let me see. Let me answer some questions. Let me refresh this to see if you guys have any questions before we go into some best practices here. All right. Edward Baker, I didn't know you could toggle the scrubbing. Very cool. Yeah. So yeah, you can turn off DVR off and on if you didn't want that as well. All right. Do we have to set these for? Do we have to set this for Eastern? No. So Disha asks, do we think you're asking, do we have to set stream keys every time we go live? And the answer would be no. You can use the default stream key, but if you are using, let's say, again, you have a permanent setup, permanent studio, maybe a permanent gaming situation, and you don't want to keep typing in the default stream key, you can create a custom stream key for that particular encoder or your device. So that way, that it's using OBS, or maybe you're working with the team and you have multiple people going into the channel. You want to make sure that that person is using the right stream key for their stream. Okay. All right. I don't think I see any more questions. Let me go in here. Oh wait, I do see something. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, y'all. I'm just adding the questions in here so I can see them on the bottom. And if you have questions too, go ahead and add them to the live chat as well. That would be helpful. Let's see. Vanessa Street asks, if you make a custom stream key, will it stay for any new stream you make? Yes. Anytime you create a custom stream key, you will be able to select that. You will be able to select that when you create a new stream, right? So if I go back to here, let's say I scheduled this stream earlier today. See, it's already set to default automatically. But let's say I didn't want to use default, and I wanted to use my OBS key. Because I saved it, I can now use this again. So if I were to start OBS right up, It's starting. I go back here. Remember, this is a new stream that I created. Because I'm using the same stream key, it automatically will connect to my channel. And then when I'm ready to go live, I can hit go live there. All right. See, boom. So whatever I had that set up in OBS, right? So we see that in YouTube because I'm using that OBS stream key. All right, let me go ahead. And also what's cool is if I stop OBS and because I was in preview, the stream will automatically start and I can still use this again in the future, right? So this is a test we were just playing with, so it's still there. All right, so I hope that Vanessa answered your question. Let's go. Weeman, I don't know how to pronounce your first name and I don't want to butcher it. So your question is unlisted video when added to a public playlist will be visible on the particular playlist. Something you want to know when choosing this option. Yes. So anytime you share that unlisted URL, it is seen out there in the public. So if you add that to a public playlist, then yes, people will be able to click into that URL and see that. All right. Shakir Thomas asks, how can we schedule a pre-recorded live stream just to test out the new style? Would it show up under a live tab or will it premiere and appear in the video tab instead? So when you are scheduling a pre-recorded video, let's go back to this window. You would schedule like a normal live stream, right? You would go in, hit schedule stream, type in information. Let's say I wanted to use this as my test, right? Let me go back to OBS. And do I have a video here? Here, let's say I wanted to use this as my video, right? This is a pre-recorded webcam, my webcam workflow. I started OBS. Let's go back over here. Let me refresh. Boom. And cool. So here's my pre-recorded video, and I can test this, make sure it sounds good, it's ready to go. If I were to hit go live, again, because it's unlisted, it won't be searchable or found on the channel. If I go over to Studio and I go to Content, and I go to Live, right? Here's that test that we're running right now. So it would be under your Live tab in the Studio. So if you're wanting to, any scheduled live stream, you would see it here, or any replay, you would see it under the live tab. If you go to videos, this is just your upload and your VODs. But all live streams, live pre-record schedules, upcoming live replays, all done in your live tab there. So I hope that answers your question. And then Disha asks, can you change the latency when live? No. So as soon as I hit go live, let me go back. And what's cool, if you are in the studio, you don't have to go and click create again. You can just hover over the test and then go right into the live control room. If I were to click go live, some things gray out. So let me hit go live. And once this loads, you see some of these things are dark, are grayed out. Stream settings. So I can't change certain things, right? I can't change, I can change DVR, I can turn that off, and I can turn unlisted on if I wanted my public live stream to go unlisted as soon as I hit in stream. But I'm not able to change the stream latency at all when I go live there. Okay. All right, let me go to the live chat. Let me see. Cool. All right, so now let's get into some best practices. We have a few minutes. Maybe if you guys don't mind, I can take the next 5-6 minutes to just go through some best practices I think will help you when using an encoder. All right, so the first one, again, make sure you want to test. Please test your equipment, test your internet, test your computer, restart your computer if you need to, update your firmware anytime you can if you have updates, so that way you're not running into any issues. Streaming unlisted will help you to stream all the features without any hesitations or any blockage or anything like that. You can share that URL with anyone. It's not searchable or found on the channel. If you do have it set to private, you do have to go in and toggle, paste in each individual's email that you want to view the live stream. So unlisted, it's not searchable or found on the channel. And then, yeah, test your internet, test your cameras, test your recording to make sure everything is working properly before you go live. So you don't have to worry about nothing. You can stay chill and do your thing. Okay. Scheduling your live stream in advance. Scheduling your live stream in advance will help you to get this out in front of your subscribers. Giving them a heads up, whether that's 2 days in advance, a week in advance. You want to be able to give them an opportunity to opt into notifications, but also help promote your live stream by allowing them to share this on their social platforms. You're sharing it on your social platforms, and then really gives you the ability to really promote this in enough time to get people into your stream, because that's why you're doing it. You're going live to get people to see it in real time. So you want to be able to give those folks an opportunity to see your live stream. Okay. I wanted to show this here. Creating clips. A lot of times, folks are also wanting to upload shorter videos, or maybe hot takes or hot moments within a longer live stream. So you do have the ability to go in and create highlight clips when you are live on your channel. And one thing I wanted to show you, think of strategically how to best use a highlight clip, or to think about ways to categorize it so folks will watch this highlight. Because once you clip this out, it does upload as a separate video to your stream, right? So you can create a playlist of different highlights from, let's say you're gaming for 8 hours. This live stream we've had live for 494 hours. So if you were doing a longer live stream and you don't want folks to stay 6 hours or 4 hours, and you want to just create really cool moments, right? Think of ways that you want to categorize this or title these, right? So some examples that I put, if it's like a blooper reel, behind the scenes mistakes, if it's deep dive clips, right? Explaining some complex technical things within your stream, or maybe it's different moves that you're using for your workouts or something like that. You want to be able to title that, so that way you can group all those highlight clips from your stream into those playlists, right? Also think about clickable titles. Don't just put Q&A segment from yesterday's stream. Think about ways to get people to click into the video. So the example that I have, maybe use the word broke the chat, right? Here's the full clip. So that way folks are like, what the hell is he talking about? What word broke the chat? And they would click into the video and see what's going on. So think of creative ways of how you want to create really cool titles or hooks within your title for your highlight videos. So it doesn't take away from your live stream, but also it gets people to click into your highlights. Okay. I wanted to give you the live redirect feature, one of my favorite features here that we offer. It basically allows you to redirect viewers from one live stream URL or a live premiere video to another live stream or a live premiere. And so what's cool about, for the example here, I have Top Gun. It was a premiere video. Once the premiere video aired, which is step one. Step two, it gives you a message like, hey, you're going to be redirected to this video. And it redirected all the viewers from the premiere into the live stream. And what's cool about it is you can daisy chain this, daisy chain live streams or premieres, or let's say you want to redirect to another creator's channel. If they allow you to do that, you can redirect all your viewers into their channel. So it's a cool way to collaborate. It's a cool way to bring in some new excitement. Also, take your viewer on a journey. Let's say you're doing an event or a conference and you have multiple different destinations or different tents or different live streams happening in your venue. And I'm at home all the way here in California. Maybe your event's in New York or Chicago or something like that. Or maybe it's in the Philippines, or maybe it's in France and I'm not able to get there. You can daisy chain your live stream events and kind of take me on a ride throughout the day, right? So some best practices, some tips here. You want to let your folks or the viewers know that they will be redirected. So don't click away. Don't go to a different URL. Stay here. You're going to be redirected to a new stream. Also use the pin chat feature, so that way you can pin the chat, let them know that, hey, don't go nowhere. We're going to redirect to a live Q&A. We're going to redirect to a live performance or a live interview or whatever that may be. And then you want to also instruct folks to make sure they have autoplay toggled on, because if they didn't have autoplay toggled on, it will just look like step 2 will just show the URL, the thumbnail, and like, hey, do you play me or do you want to watch this, right? So if folks have autoplay turned off, they won't get automatically redirected, but if they have it toggled on, then they will automatically be sent there. Okay. Interactivity is a huge thing. I've said this now for the last month or so. You're going live for a reason, and that reason is to connect with your viewers. So take advantage of our interactivity tools, our live Q&A, our live polls. If folks are giving you super chats or super stickers, acknowledge those people. Give them love. Let them know that, hey, I appreciate your donation. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for doing this. Do all that you can to see and make your viewers feel seen by you. They're spending their time, they're spending their money to be there. So, acknowledge them, love on them, appreciate them. I have a QR code here for you to scan that would take you into all of our interactivity features on the Help Center page. So there's a lot of them. I just went over live Q&A, live stickers. I did cover a subscribers only chat as well. So if you want to see more information on that, the QR code will take you there. Okay. And then if you did have supers enabled on your channel, right, again, you want to acknowledge the folks that are there, supporting you through your journey, right? Whether that's a super chat, super stickers, super thanks. So keeping those on, keeping those toggled on. Not only do they run on your horizontal or your classic live stream, but they also work on all your vertical live streams as well. And so, it's good to have, your paid digital goods on. Please scan the QR code that would take you to our Help Center page so you can learn more about that there. All right. So let's get into some questions real quick. I know I've added some more, some that was there. Let me go into the live chat to see if there's any there. All right, so Vanessa Street asked, any tips on troubleshooting lag or buffering while streaming or frame rate drops? Yes. So I would say the first thing you want to do is make sure your internet connection is solid, right? Also, if you're using OBS and you're on your computer, if you notice, if I go back here, you notice I don't have a whole lot of things turned on, right? I have Chrome turned on because that's what I'm using StreamYard with, and I have OBS, which I can turn off because I don't need OBS on right now. All right. You want to make sure you're closing all your apps that are open on your computer, which will suck up your GPU and your CPU on your computer. Internet and making sure your computer is solid is like 100, like I would say 75% of the issue, right? Check out if there's lag in your video, you may have a audio sync issue, right? So your audio may be coming in faster than your video. And so to fix that, you would go in and add an audio delay within OBS. So that way you can bring your audio back to your video. So if you're seeing any lag, look into maybe adding a delay. Or again, it may be your internet that's causing you, or your computer may be overworking, which is causing that lag or that buffering. Okay. If you are using another thing, let's say you were pre-recorded content and you pre-recorded your content in 60 frames per second, but your stream is set to 24 or 30 frames per second, that may cause a little lag there as well. So just make sure that your resolution and your frame rates for your pre-record or your live stream are what you're wanting it to be. So for example, if I want to stream in 60 frames per second and I have 60 frames per second set up on OBS, but my camera's set to 24 frames, I want to make sure that I set this to 60 frames so that way there's no lag or any issues within my video signal or my connection. Okay. All right. So I hope that answered your question, Vanessa. Next question. Andrew asked, what is the maximum number of cameras you can have available to stream via OBS? There is no max number. It's really on what device you're using, right? So obviously, if you have only in Disha replied, if you have multiple inputs, right? If you're using a Blackmagic or any type of video switcher, excuse me, that has multiple inputs, that's what you can play with within OBS. If you're just using your computer inputs, like right now I have 3 USB-C inputs, so that kind of limits me of what I can do as far as my camera setup. But if you wanted to use multiple cameras, Andrew, I would recommend using a Blackmagic product, or a Roland or product or something like that, where you can have multiple camera inputs. So that way it gives you 4 video inputs, and then you can play around with like your video assets or overlays or anything like that. Think about how you can use this for multiple camera setups there. Cool. I hope that answered your question. Let me go. Let's go. Weeman asked, where is your question? Does the audio redirect work on YouTube app, on smart TV, and or Apple TV? Yes, if you have it set up, if your player on YouTube TV, on the TV is set up to autoplay, then yeah, you'll automatically be redirected. If you don't have autoplay set up on the TV, then you would need to toggle that on, because if you don't have that on, then the autoplay won't work, and the live redirect won't work. You have to use your I have Apple TV, so I have to use my phone to use it, or if you're on a Samsung device or a TV, you would have to use some type of remote or something to click into the player. So as long as you have autoplay turned on your settings, you would automatically be redirected to whatever that URL is there. One thing I wanted to show you all, and then we'll cut it. Sorry, we went over time. I just wanted to really give you guys a really in-depth demo, but also wanted to show you all some other things that you may not be aware of. So let's go over to the studio. We're going to go to what happened here? All right, let me log in here. Give me 1 second. I wanted to what happened here? I wanted to show you how to enable other people to come into your live redirect to your channel if you're collaborating with another creator. All right. So give me 1 second as I get in here. All right. Let's see. Sorry, you all. All right. If I wanted to go. All right. So now you should see it here. All right. So I'm going to go down to settings. I'm going to go to permissions. Sorry, community moderation. One thing I wanted to say: if you don't have block words on your channel, this is be a good time to Google a bunch of block words and add those block words to your channel settings, so that way any of those words that are in this section won't be seen or used on your comments or your live chat. So this channel doesn't have any block words, but I would recommend you going in and adding in your block words there. You also have all your different chat settings as well. There. If you wanted to go in and maybe you want someone to help manage your channel, you go into the Manage tab. This is where you would set your channel moderators, your managing moderators, your standard moderators, your approved users for folks that are that you want there. Maybe you have a bunch of folks that you've hidden, and maybe you want to unhide them or keep them hidden, or add, copy and paste in channel URLs into this hidden user section. You can, but here's where you allow folks to redirect to your channel, right? So allow all channels to redirect to your channel. So anyone can redirect to you if you want to do that. If you didn't, then you would go in and select someone's channel URL and add it there. So that way, whoever the creator that you're collaborating with, or maybe you want to redirect to their content, they would just need to add in your channel URL here, so that way folks can redirect into your channel. All right, cool. Let's see. Before you guys go, Whoa, I don't know what happened there. Next office hours will be in 2 weeks, September 30th, where we will be talking about simulcasting, how to go live, simulcasting two different channels, two different resolution at the same time. So you don't want to miss next sessions in 2 weeks. Spread the word, share this link. If you scan this QR code, you can, it'll take you right to the registration page. Register for simul streaming made easy. Share that with your friends and family, so that way they can come in and get into this live game as well. All right. And that, oh, feedback. Please give me your feedback. Let me know how these sessions are going. Let me know what I need to work on, how to make this better, how to make this more fun for you all for tuning in and spending your day with me. And yeah, we'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Maybe you have different ideas of what another live lab session would be. Maybe it's a topic that I haven't covered yet, or maybe it's a topic that you think more creators will benefit from. Go ahead and scan the QR code. Give me your feedback. Let me know what topics you'd want to hear and learn about. And I thank you. With that, I thank you all for your time. Thank you for tuning in today. I want to make sure that I didn't miss any other questions. Thank you all for tuning. Thank you for the live chat. I appreciate you all for coming in. Let me go. If there's any more questions? I don't think there is any more questions. All right. Cool. All right. So that's it, y'all. I appreciate you all. Please be safe out there. Have a great rest of your week. Go live using Encoder. Check out OBS. Go to some of our other encoding vendors so that way you can check out some of the other options that are out there. And then let me know and let your partner manager, if you don't have a partner manager, let me know via the feedback form how your streams are going, how I can help you out. All right. I will catch you all on the next one. And I appreciate you all for your time. Thank you so much. Peace. Boom, 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 boom. Now I'm leaving. Peace. I thought I was leaving. All right. Peace.